Maria Amélia Dias Martins, go talk with us, for us, about the women in the struggles of the women in the Estado Novo, when Salazar is the governor. Now I go to speak about this, and I hope you like the speak de Maria Amélia. Thank you.
E boa tarde também para as pessoas que estão aqui portuguesas, não é? My name is Maria Amélia Dias Martins. I am here because I was invited by Joaquim Figueiredo, and he told me that I will go to speak about something that he wrote. He wrote what I'm going to speak, not me, I'm only the speaker. And why did he talk to me? Because I am a woman that is very interesting in the evolution of women in our rights in Portugal. I think this is a problem that is common in every country. All women have and are in troubles with their rights, and before or now in the future I think we have the same problems are common. In Portugal we had a terrible man, and I think it's here some people of some countries that have now a terrible people too. But I don't know the countries, so I'm thinking that you are from some countries of this. I left Europe. Your rights are not very good. Not very good. I spent 10 times in 3 or 4 of your countries 3 years ago, and I met some people there, and I saw that you don't have a very good life like women. Now I'm going to try to speak about our problems, our terrible problems about people before Estado Novo, a new state in Portugal. Our dictator Salazar called this time of Estado Novo, and the translation is old state. So, in this time, people were very, very subjugated, and women, of course, are worse. I'm going to read what Figueiredo wrote, and I'm going to try to put these things in your that you can see better in this PowerPoint. Okay. The Estado Novo prevailed in Portugal between 1933 and the Revolution of April 1944. Begin the numbers. It's this PowerPoint you have here is the day of the liberty in Portugal. It was very important to us, and it's a time of change. Behind the numbers and facts, there are stories of poverty and violence, fear and oppression, but also of resilience and resistance. The resistance to the Estado Novo was not only carried out by men. Many women played a leading role in the fight against dictatorship of Estado Novo. I'm sorry. Sim, desculpa. Sim. Não vou entender nada, eu estava bem. Tu estás cá. They did it while fighting the battle against what society imposed on them, against a previously defined and limiting gender role. In Portugal and beyond, women existed to be the loving mother, the devoted wife, a true household fire. From a very early age, they was educated to be like that, submissive to the patriarchal power for her father, her brothers, and later her husband. The only future she could aspire to was that of making a good marriage that would guarantee the family's livelihood, and she had to stay together with the right to industrialization took women out of the home. But the truth is that a work contract was worse than a marriage contract. Okay? The difficulty of these lives was not very easy indeed. Many women over the years have been true heroes in the defense of our rights and in defense of well-being. Three names, among many others, emerged to different reasons and exponents of this struggle. Aurora Rodrigues, political awareness, anti-fascist resistance, and persecution by the PIDE, it was a political policy of the regime. Maria de Conceição Mesquita, the oppression of poverty and social inequality, hunger, illiteracy, and degrading life to which people were subjected, and Maria Manuela Marques, the privileged freedom of a childhood in the former colonies, and which differs from the oppressive state of metropolis. Virginia Moura, born in 1950 and died in Oporto in 1988, was the first woman to graduate in civil engineering and who made known for being a political activist resistant to Estado Novo. Before April 25, 1944, she actually participated in pro-democratic movements. Her participation and commitment at the rally in support of a candidate to presidential Northern March in Fonte da Moura in 1994 took her to be judged for treason to the motherland in 1941. She was linked to the candidacy of Humberto Delgado, other candidate, the popular student movements of 1962 and the Congress of Democratic Opposition in the Aveiro. She was arrested 16 times by PIDE, the first in 1949. 9 times persecuted, 3 times convicted, and was repeatedly attacked by the police and public events. In the course of her political and civic activism, she was also a member of the anti-fascist unity movement, the Youth Democratic Unity Movement, the National Council of Portuguese Women, and the National Democratic Movement. She developed an intense cultural activity on Oporto in the 40s and 50s, having collaborated under the pseudonym Maria Selma in several newsletters and magazines, promoting the edition of the magazine Sol Nascente and several conferences with the participation of Teixeira de Pascoais, a very important man in that time, and Isabel Abuin English and Maria Lamas that we'll talk now. She was a member of the Central Committee to the Portuguese Communist Party. Maria Lamas, born in Torres Vedras in 1998 and died in 1983, was a Portuguese writer, translator, journalist, and well-known feminist political activist. From the 50s onwards, and after the publication of the book As Mulheres do Meu País in 1950, sorry? I know, sorry. After being dismissed from the duties of the magazine she directed, she continued to develop an intense propagandist and activist activity against the Estado Novo, integrating the World Peace Council and democratic oppression, expressing support for the candidacy of another candidate, Norton Matos, and integrating the Central Commission of the National Democratic Movement. These actions in turn would lead to several prosecutions by the PIDE and imprisonment in Caxias prison in 1949, 1951 and 1953. She participated in congresses, seminars and conferences for women's rights and world peace, calling on other countries not to turn a blind eye to the dictatorship situation in Portugal. Years later, in 1962, tired of being persecuted by the police, she traveled to Paris, where she took up residence in a political exile, living in a great hotel Saint-Michel. There, she met the writer Margaret Yourcenar and began to develop an intense political activities in support of Portuguese refugees who opposed the fascist regime, only returning to Portugal in December 3, 1969, with the guarantee that there was no mandate to the borders capture against her. The other woman was Maria Isabel Abuin, as known as Maria Isabel Abuin English. Born in Lisbon 1992 and died in Lisbon 1963. She was a feminist, an anti-fascist and a Portuguese teacher, one of the most notable figures of the resistance to fascism, a woman who faced Salazar, persecution and regression, herself and their families, with courage and civics, intellectual, moral and political dignity. A citizen who stood up to fascism in a purpose posture without hesitation, with great firmness of character. Salazar used two types of violence from the repression against Maria Isabel Abuin, arresting her but also removing her in every way the means to earn a living when she was already a widow and mother of 5 children. This constant and relentless pursuit to make her bend and give up her convictions did not only involve her but her own children. Feminist and anti-fascist during the 30s, she joined the National Council of Portuguese Women as a partner, an organization dedicated to the defense of women's social and political rights, directed at the time by suffragist physician Adelaide Cadet. Later, she also joined the Portuguese Women's Association to Peace, militanting alongside Virginia Moura, Fascine, Benoit, Maria Lúcia, and the others that joined them to the candidacy of the President of República General Norton Match, having traveled to the country from north to south and speaking at various popular assemblies. Many other women took out in the fight against Estado Novo, dictatorships and from other collective memory. There was Sofia Pomba Guerra, Cândida Ventura, Stella Peter Santos, Maria Lucília Stanco Louro, Maria Alda Nogueira. They already died, but we have a resistant, a live one, Isabel do Carmo, born in 1940, and she has 82 years. It's a very important woman that all of them have been arrested and tortured and had a difficult life, but they had the possibility to be the liberty in the 25 April 1944. That's very important to all of us. The future is different. Thank you so much for your patience to listen to the story of Portuguese women in the fight for freedom, in the fight for equality, and in the fight for democracy. Indeed, this is, and I fear will always be, the battle of all women in any part of the world. Be strong, you are not alone. Thank you.
We have the group from the university that will have a little show for us, okay?
This is the tone from the University of Rio. The first song is Our Hero. Yes.
Toma
Now, Figueira da Foz. Spanish song, La Sirena. Popular song, Malhão de São Simão. Malhão, it's a typical folkloric music. I don't know. I think this is bad. Malhão de São Simão. Is a popular song from Brazil, but the singer is Carmen Miranda, one Portuguese song singer, one Portuguese singer. Tá aí.
Não
Diz a vida ao wine, a vida do vinho.
Eu vi o vinho.
The song of wine.
University for this moment. It was a beautiful moment for music, for culture, for getting to know each other, some folklore, some music from Portugal, okay? Thank you very much. Vou só pedir a todos para ficarem mais 2 minutos, porque nós temos aqui outro projeto para vos apresentar. Se tiverem uma sala de ficar aqui, mas só mais 2 minutos, ok? Ok?
Okay. Now, this is the opportunity to explain to you all the other project that our friend Neira is running at this time. Okay, I read some notes from this project in order that you get acknowledgement of this project, because in this kind of project we have to spread it. Okay, it's not enough that we have run this project in our countries. We have to spread the project all over the Europe, okay? And we hope that you bring to your countries some ideas from this other project, okay? And we'll do the same about our project in Spain and in Italy and in the other countries, okay? This is the idea, to change ideas, to change projects. So I'll talk to you about strengthening European identity in times of crisis. Okay, this is a third program also. So, strengthening European identity in times of crisis is a project of network of towns framed in citizens, equality, rights, and values. That's the third program, promoted by the City Council of Padrón, Spain, whose main objective is to promote the sense of belonging to the European Union, offer the opportunity to know European citizenship, rights, our common values and democratic norms, to all citizens of different European realities, as well as reinforcing mutual understanding through intercultural dialogue and support good local governance for an optimal role in the Europe of the future. In cooperation of partners from 16 countries, the project will be carried out around 5 thematic meetings in 5 different cities. Padrón, Spain, and the other city, Bordeaux in France, Alkirkop in Malta, Androshov in Poland, and Kekava in Latvia, in which more than 5,000 people will participate directly and indirectly, guaranteeing equal access without any type of discrimination, ensuring equality between genders, and also offering the opportunity to citizens who have never been involved in similar projects. In line with the objectives and priorities of the third program, the project will focus on promoting active participation at the local and European level by carrying out activities without an innovation methodology, data collections, focus group, workshops, European storytelling, cultural visits, or exhibition. It is also intended to bring together young people who will eventually have a greater knowledge of political process, institutions, and history of the European Union, addressing current issues. All of these will generate a great impact on citizens, since it offers municipalities of all sizes the opportunity to develop and participate in these type of projects and forge true and lasting bonds of friendship between them. Finally, the project will look for alternatives to the challenge it faces, to experience, opinions, and good practice in order to formulate solutions and propose new ideas. Thank you for listening.